Subscribe and download over 1 million code snippet including this tutorial from codegive.com, link in the description below. Title: Finding Python Interpreter Path in Visual Studio Code, VS Code. Introduction. Visual Studio Code, VS Code, is a popular integrated development environment, IDE, for Python development. When working on Python projects, it's essential to know the path to the Python interpreter being used by VS Code. In this tutorial, we'll explore how to find the Python interpreter path in Visual Studio Code using both the graphical interface and programmatically through code. Open Visual Studio Code and navigate to your Python file or project. In the bottom right corner of the window, click on the interpreter version, example Python 3.x.x. This will open the command palette. Type Python, select interpreter in the command palette and select it. A list of available Python interpreters will appear. The currently selected interpreter will be highlighted, and its path will be displayed at the bottom of the window. You can also retrieve the Python interpreter path programmatically using Python code within VS Code. This can be helpful when you need to access the interpreter path during runtime. Open your Python file or project in VS Code. Create a new Python script or use an existing one. Add the following code snippet to obtain the Python interpreter path. Save the file and run it by right-clicking and selecting Run Python File in Terminal or using the shortcut Ctrl+Shift+P and typing Python, Run Python File in Terminal. The script will print the Python interpreter path in the VS Code terminal. By using this method, you can programmatically retrieve the Python interpreter path, allowing you to use it dynamically within your scripts or projects. Conclusion. Knowing the Python interpreter path in Visual Studio Code is crucial for configuring your development environment and ensuring compatibility with your projects. Whether you prefer using the graphical interface or obtaining the path programmatically, these methods will help you easily find the Python interpreter path in VS Code. ChatGPT. Sure, I'd be happy to help you with that. Finding the Python interpreter path in Visual Studio Code, VS Code, can be useful when setting up virtual environments or configuring project-specific Python interpreters. Here's a step-by-step tutorial with code examples. Open Visual Studio Code and navigate to your Python project or create a new one. If you haven't already installed the Python extension for VS Code, you can do so by following these steps. Open a Python file in your project. If you don't have one, you can create a new Python file with a .py extension. Look at the bottom right corner of the VS Code window. You should see the selected Python interpreter version. Click on it, and a menu will appear. Choose Select Python Interpreter. A list of available Python interpreters will appear. Select the interpreter you want to inspect, and you will see its path displayed at the top of the window. It will look something like this. You can programmatically find the Python interpreter path within your Python code. Create a Python script or open an existing one and use the following code. Run the script in VS Code, and the output in the terminal will be the path to the Python interpreter. This method is particularly useful when you want to include the interpreter path in your project setup scripts or configuration files. Now you know how to find the Python interpreter path in Visual Studio Code using both the graphical interface and programmatically within your Python code. This information is valuable for setting up virtual environments, configuring project-specific interpreters, and ensuring compatibility across different environments. ChatGPT.